Sometimes we're looking for those products that have a very high perceived value. And this is one of those products. This is new this year. This is our Magnolia Spray. And this is one that has several blossoms on it. We actually have 2 full blossoms and 2 buds on each one of those. This is 2 in this vase that is presented here. But this is an incredible value because we're just fluffing and spacing it out. In this particular vase, we've added this seed pod here, but this Magnolia Spray is in our top sellers. It has an incredible perceived value because you as the retailer do not have to design too much. You've got all these leaves here, you've got the flowers here, you've got the buds, you're putting just 2 of them together and it's filling that space. Let's take a look at it over here on the wall. Let's take a look at this real quick. Let's look at how much is included in just this one piece. And of course, we're talking about some very nice blossoms there, good length that you can work with. You can trim this to whatever need that you have. And then you can add just a couple of other small things, just like they did in that vase there with a little seed pod added to it, or whatever you're picking up around your shop, maybe a little bit of a greenery, a lighter color, and it changes the entire thing. But this is a good perceived value piece that we have this year that is trending very hot. Let's look at one more that's in our top sellers that I think you need to take a look at. Okay, here it is. This is our boxwood spray, and this thing is a real beauty because it has several different pieces that you can move and shape the way that you want it. This is in our top 10 of sellers right now. Well, let's just take a look at it here. Here's what we've got. We've got the pieces here. This is why we've got so much value in it. You can use this as a base, fill in your other pieces, pull it all together, and you've got something that fits right inside of a vase. Here we're showing it in a little wall pocket. This is just it by itself. We've just pulled it together, put 2 of them in there, and it filled the entire space. But again, this has got good movability. It's got a lot of movement in it. You can shape all these little pieces, and this is a value piece that is in our top 10. We're talking top 10. We've got over 3,000 items here at Melrose. This one's in the top 10. This is one that you should be looking at for your final orders. Okay, here's another way that your perceived value for an item is something that you really need to take a look at. And this is something I didn't really think about a lot until some of the sales reps were pointing this out to me. They're looking at price, they're looking at value, they're looking at how many different elements are here that can be divided off and broken apart so that you can do a lot of different things. We had someone that said that they were gonna pull these pieces out here and put them in just a different arrangement, or maybe just the pieces of the white. But when you can have something like this that has a lot of value for you to work with in your store, this is something that can add to, give you a little bit of flexibility. Maybe you're putting some things together, some other things are not coming in the time that you need. This type of an item can fill those gaps. Okay, let's talk a little bit about perceived value in something like a standard candle ring or candle holder. So I'm not gonna pretend like this was my idea. This came from one of our sales reps here at Melrose. He's a fantastic sales rep, and he said he's been doing this with his customers for a couple of seasons. These have been around. You've seen them here at Melrose. They're kind of basic candle holders. They look good with the simplex, right? It's made for a candle. They've got it here on a tray. This is a nice, high quality product. But what he does is he doesn't do that with his customers. He immediately shows them what these candle holders are going to look like, maybe with a slightly different look. And he takes the orb and he puts it in like this. Totally changes everything. All of a sudden we have candle holders that are no longer candle holders. These are a piece of art that you can use in your other decor. Then he does this. This isn't exactly what he showed me, but he takes candle rings and puts them on the outside, or he takes a piece like this and he lays it in and layers it in with it. And all of a sudden now we have a spring look that is completely different than what we saw before. So he sees that for his customers, he's going through the showroom and he is constantly looking for something like this item right here, because he knows that if you have this item in your store and you're wanting to sell this, the best way to do that is showcase it in something they're already familiar with. If you have those in your store, and maybe you've sold your candles and you have this, you now have something else decorated in a different way. This is a very good product. This is a perceived value from this set of candle holders. So we've shown you some sprays, we've shown you some boxwood sprays, and then we've shown you the candle holders with perceived value.